All right, welcome back to the Nightly Sports Call. The LA Dodgers just beat the Houston Astros in Game 1 of the World Series 3-1. Hey, Gene, you would think that the Pirates organization is probably rooting for Houston. Wouldn't you imagine? Just because of the payroll situation, so they could kind of back up their claims of you don't need the biggest roster, the biggest, spend the most amount of money to get to the World Series.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe they're rooting for the Dodgers so that they can say, look, you got to spend money. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they're rooting for.
Yeah, well, I don't either. But it goes back to the argument, not argument, but the talk that we always have. They got to spend more money to compete. And that's why the Dodgers are in the World Series, and they're up 1-0 right now. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. It seems like everyone wants to talk about Martavis Bryant, and we got Rick out in Elizabeth. How you doing, Rick?
Good, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Sure.
In listening to all the chatter about Martavius and the situation, this can only, unless we can nip this thing at the bud, I don't see anything else stopping the Steelers other than these petty little disagreements, distractions that happen in the locker room. I mean, I heard one reporter state that he was upset because he had lost over $800,000 by sitting out last year. Well, we didn't tell him to smoke the weed. So it's not our fault. I appreciate he worked hard to get back in to the lineup, but he's got to work a little bit harder. Just wanted to hear your thoughts, guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rick. I appreciate it, and you said it right there. I mean, it's his fault that he missed all of last year. I mean, that was basically his third suspension, correct? Because he was suspended for the total year. His second suspension, but he failed 2 drug tests before that second suspension. That's his fault. And then he said he's the only one. It's just selfish of him. He's the only one. He's the only one that helped him get him back on his. Well, the Steelers supported him the whole time. They could have cut him. They were there. I just think he's a very selfish player right now, a selfish person, and he might need counseling more than that might be this biggest issue right now.
Well, I'm sure he's gotten some drug counseling and availed himself to whatever services are available. We've seen many times in the past young people having a hard time managing themselves, and Martavis is an example of that. He hasn't really learned to manage himself. If it ends up that he can't play for the Steelers as a result of it, it won't be the first time. It's an old story.
Yeah, and the one thing like Rick was just talking about, I mean, this could be a problem inside the locker room, and these kind of distractions are what could really halt this team, or I don't know about break this team. And it's not a major distraction because basically they could just make him inactive, and then what's he going to say? And at that point, can you suspend him for conduct detrimental to the team at any point?
I don't know if there's such a mechanism. I remember that one time Santonio Holmes got arrested for having dope in his car. Tomlin sent him home for a week. Cost them a game against the Giants, I believe, whatever year that was. So, I mean, he has that option available to him. I don't know what they're going to do. As I said, I would have released him.
All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Brad in Pittsburgh. How you doing, Brad?
How you doing, man? Good show. Good show.
Thanks.
I want to talk about the crybaby Bryant, man. And it's just so typical of a young individual like this that's crying every time he don't get the ball. And the Steelers gave this boy a chance. You know what I mean? We sent him, the Rooney sent him to rehab to get evaluated to his brain, to his weed addiction. They gave him another chance. Be grateful. You feel me? Sit back, relax, enjoy the wins, and ride the choke tail. You know what I mean? But be grateful, man. And this is totally disrespectful to the Rooneys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Brad. Good point there. It's also disrespectful to his players, too. Now, they have to deal with it. Ramon Foster said it in the locker room yesterday. He said, I wish he was here to answer his questions, to answer these questions. I don't think the teammates like it, and I'm sure something's going to happen tomorrow. Hopefully he's there at his locker and, talks to people that are asking the questions tomorrow. when everyone's in the locker room. Are you going to be over there tomorrow? Are you going over to the Steelers tomorrow? But, you know, someone from the Post-Gazette will be there. Someone from us will be there. Everyone's going to be there, and everyone's going to try to talk to Martavis Bryant. So hopefully he gets in front of his locker and talks to everyone and answers the questions, and just to see what's going on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Mike Tomlin will have to do something at some point. You know, I don't want to speculate, Rich. I just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's hard to speculate, but it seems like, you know, David Palladino here says every issue Martavis has caused by his own actions. They have consequences, no time for the blame game when you're 25. Golf Jerk also tweeted me, I'm looking forward to Bryant's departure in time, and Yinger's no longer mispronouncing his name. Yes, yeah, it's Martavis. I know a lot of people call him Martavius, but it's Martavis Bryant. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Rocky, who might have some insight on Juju's bike. What's up, Rocky?
I think Tomlin ought to go up to Brian's garage and check out maybe his bike's in there so he don't go to practice.
That's what everyone's speculating, so he can't get to practice. Boy, wouldn't that be, thanks for the call, but would that be a great story if they found his bike at Martavis Bryant's house? I know that's not going to happen, and I'm not accusing him of stealing the bike. We're just joking around. But it would be funny, though. All right, Pat out in Brooklyn. How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing good, Rich. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you. You know, this whole thing with Bryant, and it's like everybody's saying, it's a big distraction. And what you said was, you know, what can Tomlin say to him? I've been thinking, the only thing he can say to him is, look,
grow up.
Be patient. You're going to get the ball. Just be patient. Hang in there. You're going to get the ball. But if he can't do that, you know what? Like you said, get rid of him.
Yeah, you know, you got to realize it's a team thing, Gene, and that's what shows me that he's selfish, you know, kind of like the Gatorade throwing thing. You know, it's all about those guys. It's not about the team and winning. And, you know, the more catches, the more touchdown Martavis has, the bigger the contract he's going to get. So he's viewing it as, I would assume, right? He's viewing it as that you're hurting his pocketbook.
Well, sure. I mean, and this is the way NFL players largely look at what's going on. I mean, I don't blame them for that. Martavis would be a lot better off if he would just get open. He's not open. You know, he's targeted twice, once for 3 yards, and once where he forgot to look for the ball. I mean, he's not playing well. That's his basic problem.
Yeah, you know, a lot of wide receivers complain about not getting the ball enough. I mean, you only, you know, unless you're Antonio Brown, you're only getting, what, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 catches, 6 catches a game. But, you know, this is a, this might be, you know, the Steelers could have a problem with too many guys wanting the football, too many stars. We've seen that before in the NFL and other teams. Too many stars on the ice. I don't know if that's the problem, but we've talked about it before. I know that. It potentially could be the problem.
It's better than not enough stars. I mean, there are a lot of teams that wish they were the Steelers.
All right, we're going to go out to the phone lines one more time before we take a break. Let's go out to Julie in Bethel Park. How you doing, Julie? Julie, there?
Hello?
Yep, you're up.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I just wanted to say Back to the Future called, and they want their hair back.
Oh, that was they want my hair back. Gene, you know.
No, not yours, his.
Oh.
Back to the Future.
Okay, yeah. You know, that Back to the Future was before my time, Gene. So I don't really, you know. We get prank calls on this phone. I mean, Kenny Philibom just tweeted. He said, T.O., Keyshawn Johnson were sent home at their peak for similar nonsense. Later drop, might be time to follow suit. I kind of seem like that's probably like the best case that you do, and you mentioned it, Gene. Golden Rue just tweeted me, like Dion said, Bryant is just an accessory. He's the tie. He's not the suit. AB is the suit. That's a good analogy right there. He's the tie. He's just the accessory. All right, we're going to take a break here, regroup, take more phone calls, get some tweets coming up next. Stay right there.